Could you log into the QA portal?
What?
All right.
QA.
No, can't see anything.
Oh, we got a.
I do see. I see someone moving a mouse around. So, so you have two places to log in. So let's see what you can log into here.
You got to go to the website.
Do you have the links for?
Yeah, I gotta get it out of here. I have to get it out of here. We gotta get it out here. So that was on the 30th. Oh, thought we did yesterday. No, I didn't get it yesterday. No, I didn't. No. I didn't get it yesterday.
Okay, there's two that you could log into. The production URL is, hold on, there's some noise in the background.
Say all you need to do is go ahead and go to your you know, where you've been going in to do your testing and stuff like that.
I am.
Is it in your email, or you haven't saved it to your desktop?
No, not yet.
Okay, so let's just go into your web browser that you're going to use, and I'll walk you through the links that you need to go to.
What are you there? What you looking for? The
website. Open up a new. You can open up a new tab.
Yeah.
Going to the
Yeah, just open up a new tab, and I'll tell you what to type in.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
They didn't send it to me.
All right, so there's two. There's one that's https://lss.pcfcorp.com.
Okay, got that.
Right. So you might want to save that one in your favorites. If you log into this one, you'll notice that has a blue header. So that would be what? That would be your production portal. So you can log into that, and then I'm going to want you to log into the QA portal so that you can see the difference, and so that you'll be able to save the URL.
Okay, can you see my blue screen?
It's blue.
Yes, it's blue, has a blue header, right? So that would be your production. This is where you would do your normal everyday business through this URL. There's a test portal where you can go in and play around with things and not harm any of your data. So if you can open up another tab and go to the other URL is LSS-test. So it's the same as the one that you just went to, except after the LSS, it has a dash test.pcfcorp.com.
Is that going to be the yellow screen?
LSS test. Okay, .pcfcorp.com. Okay. .com. And you've got two dots in there. That's what the problem is. You had two dots.
Okay.
Okay. All right, there you go. So now you want to save this as a favorite, as your QA test portal. And you notice this is in yellow, has a yellow header. That's how you know you're in a test environment. Okay?
All right, we'll do it.
Okay.
All right, so since we're here, we're going to stay in the test environment. and I want you to show me how you would print out reports to hand out to your carriers. Where would you go?
For the route book?
For the route books. Reports.
Route reports, production reports. Oh, here we go. And then select a route, and then select the 1 or 2 column route book.
Yeah, this particular route doesn't seem to have that active, but that's okay.
There we go.
There's the one.
2 column,
And then,
hit record.
and say,
Okay,
Here we go.
so that's how you would pull up a report, and then from there you can print it. And you can select more than one route.
Right, right.
go back and tell it.
Right?
I don't have it selected.
Um,
Several routes.
okay, there's also other summary reports that you can also print out. It's still in the same, it's right where you're at. You don't need to go to another tab. If you just scroll all the way down to the bottom, you don't need to go into another tab.
Go to your
Right
scroll
here.
bar where your routes are at, Ron.
Go down to where your routes are at. Scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Grab
Scroll
your-
all the way down.
Go, okay, go up. There you go. Right in there.
And summary reports.
And then
And
hit
if you-
record.
Yeah, you're gonna have to scroll up so we can see the reports.
Now
that they
scroll
have
back up.
there.
There you go.
Okay, so you have a couple of reports there, and active unmatched report will show you accounts that are not linked to a street on a map. Probably some streets that we need to join. We call them kick accounts. Okay, you have your carrier mail. You'll have other draw recap type reports, and you'll have a route summary report. So you can open up, let's look at the route summary report and see what you get there. And get reports. All right, so here you can see the route number, the time it takes, total time it takes for the route, the number of locations on that route, and the total distance in miles. So that's the type of information that you would get on that report. Okay, so let's just say you wanted to recreate a report, and you wanted to create a one-column route book for a route. So you want to recreate a route report for a one-column route book. Looks like it's still, you're in the right place. It
Still
looks like it's
thinking.
working.
Just trying to
Get a
do
little
my
spin wheel.
Okay,
try that. Okay. One column.
1 column.
Okay, it's working. You see that little spinning wheel on the tab for reports? Okay. Now, the default report, you see where it says route. Usually you would want to select plant, because most
Right.
of your routes are based off of a plant report preference.
Right.
If
Hey,
you
Fred.
set up, yes.
Can we make that default go to plant instead? Can we set that up in your system where that just defaults to plant?
We could take a look at that. Take a note.
We're using plant most places anyhow, so I don't see why it would default to route. It'd just be a lot easier if it defaulted to plant.
We'll look into that for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so good. You were able to recreate a report. There's some cases where you may want to recreate a report. Let's just say you changed the report preferences for some reason and you wanted your reports to display the changes that you added or removed in your plant report preferences. You would want to recreate the route books. Or if you resequence you create the reports. So those would be some reasons why you would want to recreate the report. Or someone just may want to have a different type of report, like a 7-day list or something like that. So this is where you would go to recreate those types of reports. Okay?
All right.
All right. So let's just say you wanted to do some analysis and you wanted to find out how many AJCs were on each route. How would you do some analysis and create a report that would provide you that information?
Go to route reports and analysis, and then select a route or routes.
Okay. Now that'll give you, what you selected there for the frequencies, that'll give you any account that is 7 days. There may be some accounts that are Sunday only, or Saturday only, or Sunday and Saturday only. So you may want to select all those frequencies so you
Okay.
capture all the accounts. But, okay.
And then active sublist.
Or you can use the 7-day active list. That might be something that you might want to see. Good. Of course, the more routes you select, the longer it'll take to process the information, but that is the concept of how you would do that. And of course, would be justice. You really wouldn't want to deliver by it. And again, your report default, if you wanted to have that changed to plant. Okay. All right, so that's how you do analysis. Is there any questions on that? You feel comfortable with that?
No, we're good on that one.
Okay, so you want to create a bundle count for the AJC for your routes. How would you go about creating a bundle count?
We'll go to route reports, bundle report, and then select route, the product, AJC, home delivery, and this bundle count size, and then schedule.
Well, you would want to create that report, right?
Yeah, create it. The thing was in the way.
Create that report. Okay. The hide and show first and last name of whoever's assigned to the route. You can display or hide that information. You can also group routes together so that you get the total bundle for the group of routes if more than one route. You can also do that. Since you selected a number of routes, it would take a few minutes to create that. You can schedule in advance if you knew what the bundle count was going to be for the next day or days in advance. Most of the time, you may not know that information.
No, that's not a given.
Yeah. Okay. So there goes your report. Okay.
Yeah, we understand that bundle count is 1 and then another bundle and take off 8 to get the.
Well, it's
1 minus 8.
It is that one bundle. It's that one bundle minus 8. So you would give that carrier one bundle and take back 8.
Right, yeah.
Okay. It's not an extra bundle. It's
right.
You're either taking away or giving more.
Right here on the on this one, the 310-200, that is one bundle plus 27.
Plus 27 loose copies.
Right.
I know some people had a little bit of confusion on how that works, but that's how that works. Okay.
Yeah, you can tell with the draw in the mail that that's what you would do anyway. So.
Okay. All right. And again, you can group. You can manage your groups, right, and group routes together. If, like I said before, the same carrier was responsible for multiple routes, you may want to group those together so that you can get a total number of bundles for all those routes.
It's like these two right here. These go together.
All right. So then you would go up to manage your groups, right? You want to manage your groups in the tab right there. Manage my groups. And you would select the routes that you want to group together and you want to join them. Okay, so now you have those two routes joined together. When the bundle count is produced, as long as you're showing the bundles, it'll show that as a bundled, a grouped bundle.
Okay.
All right, if you no longer need for those two routes to be joined, let's just say you contract somebody else to do one of those routes, you can release that and join other routes.
Okay.
So you can click on release and that'll get rid of that grouping.
Okay, it didn't disappear.
You got to check on that little checkbox.
Okay. All right, that's good.
Okay. And again, the Manage My Advanced, that other button there that's next to Manage My Group, that's if you knew what your bundle sizes were in advance and you scheduled advanced bundle counts in the future, you could manage those advanced schedules by editing them or removing them, etc. But like I said, most people don't really know what the bundle size is in advance, so it's usually done the day of. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
I remember saying that you can always manage the Wall Street Journal and the USA Today because they have a pretty standard bundle size. So you could set those up in advance if you liked. Just not as much on the AJC.
Yeah, we've only got like 4 or 5 routes that take more than a bundle, so. On the Wall Street, anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Okay, so we mentioned the reports. You have a preference that you can set up for your reports. So let's just say you wanted to change the plant report preference for your 2-column route book. Do you know how to get there?
Yep.
Okay. So you have your 2-column route book displayed under report type. Since you have that checked off there, that's the report that you're displaying. And if you wanted to show the address instructions, what would you do?
Go over here and click it on. And then any other choices that you have, and go down and save changes.
Yes.
And then it will appear the next time you run the route book.
Correct. Let's just say you wanted to have the 1-column route book also created every day. What would you do?
Just go and down and activate it. And then if you had any preferences for that also.
Okay. Good. All right. Any questions on how to change your preferences? If you have a carrier that wanted something different in their 2-column route book, what could you do for that one carrier? That one route.
Go to report preferences, route preferences, and then change that particular one for that particular route. That it displays the route number, and then you just go down and check those particulars and activate or save changes.
Right. Okay. Very good. If there's a report that you don't see being created, how would you make sure that you have a report that's created for the plant? Still in your report preferences, you kind of already mentioned it before. Let's just say you wanted an active list. Go to active list. Use that as an example. So let's just say you wanted the 7-day active list to be created every day.
Make sure it's checked on the left, and then
Ron, if you uncheck everything else, the other stuff won't show up.
Yeah. If you only selected in the type of report section on the left-hand side of your screen,
Go back up.
all the way, yeah, if you scroll all the way up, and uncheck everything you don't want to see.
okay.
Okay. All right. So now you have the 7-day active list, and how would you make sure that that's created every day?
Just go down and select your preferences and then activate.
Well, you have to activate it first, then select your preferences. And
Right,
save it.
right. Yeah.
Okay. If you had a route report preference for a particular route, and you found that there were a couple of other carriers that wanted their route book to look the same as theirs, how could you copy their report to their routes?
Report preferences, copy route preferences.
Okay.
That's it.
And do you want to turn, okay, so do you want to make sure that that route, that report is turned on for that route, right? So you want to make it an active report.
All active.
Okay? So that's how you would copy a route report preference from one route book or from one route to another, whether it's a route book or any other report. Okay? That'll alleviate the time that it would take for you to do each one individually. Okay. Let's just say you have 3 or 4 routes that come in extra early and they need to get out early and have their route books printed. How would you group those routes together to print early?
Right here on the reporting groups, and then select the routes that are early.
Okay. And then what do you do? You need to scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Scroll down.
Okay.
And then hit print or
Yeah. Click on that.
and
Okay.
then it should say final. Then you go down and get the 2-column route book.
Okay. You have to have a steady hand. All right. And what other report would the carrier might want?
The mail report.
Okay. All right.
And get reports.
Okay. Since you had the mail report first or on top of the route report, the mail report will show first, then the route report will show second for that route.
Okay.
Okay. So, how would you display the complaints for today?
Complaints, today's complaints.
Okay, good. How would you display just the ones that are recoverable? Okay. How would you download that information?
Hit the Excel button.
Okay. Okay. All right. What if you said that or decided that, oh, the view, I don't need to have all of these headers. I don't need all that information. I want to take away one of the headers. How would you customize your view for complaints? Custom. custom view. How would you customize the view?
Right here. And then just uncheck what you don't want to see.
Right. Okay. And then you would save that as a new default view.
Right here. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. How would you display your recoverable complaints and how would you display it so that you can assign a recovery route to it? So let's just say you want to edit the recovery route. So you're still in today's complaints, even though you're filtering for recoverable. We want to see all of your recoverable complaints so that you can assign a route to it. So you need to go to recoverable complaints. You're still in today's complaints.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So you have a recovery there, and let's say, oh, you didn't want recovery route 2 to deliver this recovery. You wanted a different route, different recovery route. How would you change that? Okay. Okay.
Not sure.
And you would just change the route number that's there. So let's just say it's 1, you would change it to recovery route 1 or 3 or whatever your recovery route that you choose. Okay?
All right.
How would you view the verification for your recovery? Okay, and I can't see the whole screen there, but you can click on that little plus sign next to the route so that you can see more information, right? So you see the map of where it's located. You see where it says delivery confirmation has an N, so that has not been confirmed yet. If you knew for sure that it was confirmed, you can confirm it, or the carrier that delivered that recovery can go into their DSP portal and confirm it when they deliver it. Okay?
Okay.
That way, you'll see the confirmation show up here that it was recovered, and it'll give you the location of how far that person was when they recovered that particular address or that account. So usually you would want that person who's doing that to go in and confirm the recovery while they're at the location, so that you know that they're there. Okay?
Okay.
All right. How would you show next day recoverables? So, it's a different type of view. And okay, and okay, you'd have to go back to that. You may not have anything there for next day recoveries. But you have to have a start date. Start date. Your start date is undefined.
Yeah, it's there now, but it's still.
Yeah, you have to click on it and put in the date. Yesterday. Today. And it doesn't look like you have any. So.
Yeah, it's there. I mean, I see it. And then the end date.
Click on show complaints.
Okay, we just did.
Yeah, there's none. I'm doing it on my end too. There's none.
Okay.
That was a next day complaint for today. Okay.
Yeah, and we may not be processing those particular types of complaints.
Yeah.
Well, we
maybe
didn't
what-
know that exists, so we didn't get a bad screen that time.
Right. There's some other options here, like service stops that you may be getting in the future. Once you start providing that data, that'll give you information on why accounts stopped. But I don't think you have that information yet. Okay. How would you review or show the new starts that you have?
Plant number and delivery date and.
Okay.
And
All right. Good. So that's how you would pull up your new starts for today. Okay.
all right.
All right. How would you find out more information about an account? Where would you go? You want to find account information on a particular account. So you may want to, unless you know an account number by heart, you may want to copy one of those account numbers.
Okay, go.
Okay, account information.
Is it just taking some time?
Yeah, it is. Scroll back up on your screen. Scroll up.
Well, I've got a
It
great.
looks like it's frozen. It looks like your screen is frozen. Can you move your
Okay.
screen?
We're back now to.
Okay. Account info. You're in production now.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well. It's not that particular part is not working.
Let me see if it's working on my end. It's working on my end. Try it again. If not, we'll come back to that. Try it again.
Here we go.
I'm getting a a delay on the screen here. Okay, now I see it. Okay, so you have 3 ways in which you can look up an account, right? You can look it up by address, you can look it up by phone number, or you can look it up by an account number. So do you have an account number? Or
Well,
an
I did on
address?
the other screen. Yeah.
There wasn't a match for that. You have an account number?
Yeah, 1 second. I hit,
Yeah, you might want to try an account number that works the best. Or
Put a phone number.
well,
try an account number.
253 571.
That's an account number?
Yeah.
Your account numbers don't, does anything start with an AJC or?
Well, I was trying because I
Yeah.
missed it when I go.
Yeah,
All of
so,
the account numbers will start with AJC.
yeah, we're gonna
And
have AJC. So let's try AJC 3071581. Try that.
307.
AJC, you got to put AJC. AJC. No, AJC is actually in the account number.
Oh, okay.
It's actually in the account number. AJC 3071571. 15871. Sorry, I need glasses. 15871. 158. Let's see what you get. Scrolling. Okay. Are you in production or are you in QA?
I'm in production.
Let me see if I can find this. Hold on.
I got it right. Well, I mean, I got.
No, it's not. That's not it. Oh, wait a minute. What plan are we in?
Yeah, you gave us what for kindness? 9162.
You're in 9162?
And that's not flat 9162.
Yeah, but it looks like the account number you looked up is coming up in Conyers.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, I could pull up that account number. It does exist. Not in that plant.
Says it's in 9151, which is Rockdale.
Yeah, that's a Rockdale.
You want my address?
Let me find one in your plant.
All right, here,
Not a phone number.
address.
Put an address in it. Take all that out. He can use the account information.
Okay, so it found an account. To see more information, you would have to click on select. All right, so now you see information about that account. It's an active account. It's an AJC product. It'll give you the address and everything, the plant that services this account, and the draw per day. We'll give you some other pertinent information. You can view the history transactions. So see history transactions. You may or may not have anything listed there. And you can view complaints to see if there was any complaints, or you can see the route history. Okay, so that's how you pull up information on a particular account. If you wanted to add address instructions onto this account, what would you select? Address instructions.
Edit access code or add address instructions.
Right, so where you see address instructions, you have 115 characters where you could add something there, right, like delivered to porch. All right, so how would you find out if an account, okay, how would you find out an account is in your delivery area? How would you look up an address? So we just want to, this is account info. So now you want to look up an address to see if it would be serviced out of your area.
Go to starts and address lookup, and then hit the required field here.
Yeah, so you would type in the address, the state zip, and usually what you'd want to do is also add a product. That'll help with the search. Okay. Actually, there Monday through Sunday, it would be a valid address out of 9162. All right, so plant 9162 would deliver that. See up at the top, if you scroll up, so it says from router, that's where that address would be routed to, plant 162 from Monday through Sunday. Okay?
All right.
Okay, so now let's see, you want to do some analysis, or you just want to have all of your deliveries in a list that's in your plan. How would you download your deliveries?
Go to starts and mail, download delivery.
download locations. Okay, so this is all the data that's processed in your plan. It'll be everything, whether it's active or inactive. It'll show you all types of information for each account.
Okay.
And you could scroll over to the right and you'll see more information. Including address instructions, delivery instructions, the draw by day, route number, sequence number.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. The AJC didn't show up on the truck today. You want that product to show up in your route book for tomorrow's delivery because that truck came in late. So how would you set up a late truck?
Go to route management, late truck.
Okay, let's stop right there and let's go back to the QA. Go back to the QA, the yellow screen. QA. I think it's in that other tab where you have account info.
Yeah, click on the tab on info, Ron.
Click on that tab, that says account info, up at the top.
Right there. No. That's,
Okay.
go. I know we had QA open.
Yeah, we did. On that URL up at the top, you want to put lss-test.pcfcorp.com. So put in a dash.
Right.
Dash
By the LSS.
test. Dot. Okay, you already have a dot there. So let's center on that.
Yeah, go back to the orange screen. Yeah.
Okay, now,
I did.
so how would you do a late truck?
Report management, late truck. Select delivery date. And then select all the routes.
Well, on the left-hand side of the screen, okay, everything is going to be included. The right-hand side is what you want to exclude. So if there's any route that's on the left-hand side that you want to exclude, you'd have to move it to the right and under exclude routes. If you want all of your routes to receive this in the route books tomorrow, then you would leave all the routes there. So you would only be moving the excluded routes to the right. Down at the bottom, it's the opposite. You want to move the product that you want to include for the late truck to the left. That's the only product that's included, all right? Okay. If you wanted to add that one, then you can add that one as well. Then you would select a date, a future date of when you want that to show up in the route book. So you'd have to, you would have to select a future date. So there's one more. No. scroll back down. There was one more drop-down menu where it said select the delivery date.
There you go.
Yeah, for whatever day you wanted to appear in the route book, and then you would schedule it. You don't need to do it now, but that's what you would do. Okay.
Okay, Ron, how would you? Let's say some of your routes ended up getting the Financial Times. How would you show up in tomorrow's route book?
You would do it separate. Do the AJC first for all routes, and then go back and do it again for the Financial Times for the routes, only for the routes you want that to.
But like Financial Times and Wall Streets and Barron's are going to be. I mean, obviously, no carriers going out without AJCs.
Yeah, if there's a different selection of routes between products, then you would want to do that one separately.
Right. I just wanted to make sure he would exclude routes if they actually did get them.
Right. You would move those over into the exclude route side.
It's only one route, too. Or no, it's all of
No,
them.
it's all of them.
Never
That's
mind.
why it's
Yeah.
You gotta stop doing all of them. That's just so long.
Okay. So
Over there.
while that's processing, this is how you set up a late truck. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, that's going to take a minute to process. Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right. Okay. See. How would you had a carrier that didn't show up, and you wanted to take their route book and dispatch it to two other carriers by splitting that route book into two separate route books. You want to assign it to two different carriers. How would you dispatch that?
Go to route management, dispatching, and split a route. And then choose all products, 2 column. And
You give it a name.
That's a nice something.
Whatever.
Okay. That's how you would do it. We don't have a service location for this in QA. So you just click OK. That's how you would do it. Go ahead and click OK. Are you frozen? It looks like you may be frozen.
Yeah, again. Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay, now I'm unfrozen.
Okay. All right. Go to production. Go up to the other tab where you have late truck. Go to production. Up at the top. Up at the top. Truck. The top menu tab. You want to go to production. I know I'm switching you back and forth, but all right. Right now you're in QA because the header is yellow. I want you to go to production. So click on the tab up at the top that says late truck. all the way up at the top of your browser window, you have a tab that says late truck.
Oh,
Okay, now you're back in production. Okay, so now I want you to go back to the dispatching section, and I want you to split her out.
Don't expect it. Let's say what you
split route into two.
Okay,
know.
And all products. And two products.
you want to give it a name. Okay. You can click OK.
I'm clicking.
All right, let's wait to see if it goes away. All right, it looks like you're frozen there, so see if you can just close that. Those are the steps that you would take. Yeah, it looks like your screen is frozen. Yeah, so see if you can break out of that.
Nope.
Try to click on that little X. Yeah, see if it can X out. No?
Nope.
No? Okay. You may need to close. You may need to close your browser or restart your browser. Is that Internet Explorer you're using? Or
Yes.
it may not be.
Yeah.
Maybe an old version.
Yeah.
To go over the administrative. Yeah. PCFcorp.com. PCFcorp.com. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's try to get one more item in. Let's see if you know how to do sequencing. You want to change the order of a route book? How would you do that? Sequencing. So by changing the sequence. Okay. Looks like it's still waiting at the bottom. Okay. All right, see if you can select the route. Okay.
And then you just take and click and hold and move it up or down, whichever way.
Yeah, you can drag addresses up or down on the left-hand side, or you could drag it to the right-hand side and unsequence it. You have to have a steady hand, drag it, and you can select multiple addresses to drag over. Okay. Then you can move and scroll through your route and add those back in when you get to the area where you want to add it in.
Right, right.
All right. It may take a little getting used to, but okay. If you say you were working on this and you decided, oh, you made a mistake, you didn't want to do this, you don't want to save anything into your, because you won't be able to go back. You can refresh and start all over. Refresh and start all over, and that'll put everything back in the original sequence order.
Right.
But if you made changes and saved it, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Right.
Okay? So that's how you would do sequencing. And at this point, that's a very good job. I think you feel pretty comfortable with getting around the screen and understanding what you need to do. If you needed any help, how would you find the documentation for the items that we went through training for?
Yep, or training.
Okay.
And
All right, very good. Nice job. So I'm going to turn the questioning and review over to Debbie, where she can review the administrative tabs. Okay? Debbie, it's all yours.
Thanks, Fred. All right. So, are we switching people or are we staying the same?
staying the same.
Oh, perfect. All right. So it looks like you're already ready. So do you want to look at the assignment summary? I think this will all be fresh in your memory since we just did it yesterday, so it might be a quick part of the session. All right, so you can see here that we have, oh, I might need to expand this myself because it looks a little, I apologize, I gotta expand to get it a little bit more bigger for myself on my screen. All right, so you can see the screen here. You can see that you have people assigned here. I did see that you had some new people. Were you trying to assign here? If you wanted to filter, for instance, say you wanted to look for the person that had the first name Jimmy, do you know where to how to use the filter?
Yeah, just go up and.
Perfect. Great, and then if you wanted to unassign someone, you could click the unassign. You would have to just select the date. We don't want to unassign this person just yet because of the fact that we have a DST portal account with this one, but that's great. If you wanted to assign one of the unassigned routes, if you just choose one of the any route there, you can choose assign. And then if you scroll down, you can see here that the days of the week, you see that we have 7 days. So we're going to leave it 7 days unless you had something different. And then if you see how there's no DSPs there, you can do show all, or if you knew the name of the person that you wanted to do, you could put the first name, last name, or the DSP ID, or you could select all, and then you can assign the route for that DSP. And so you can choose anyone and just assign the DSP. And you click OK. So you're going to get a confirmation. You got the confirmation that's assigned. So now if you wanted to go back up and you go to administration, if you go to, I wanted to make sure you can go in and add a DSP yourself. The naming convention we talked about, the naming convention is something that you want to do for test purposes. I think we did 9162 and then any combination of numbers or letters afterward, just so you know. If you happen to pick one that I already used, it would tell you it was a duplicate. So you just need to fill out the required fields. We're thinking of Christmas today.
It's been on my mind all morning.
And so is the cold, obviously, if we're picking Alaska.
Yeah,
Okay. It must be hot down there, too.
it is.
Our heat wave finally just broke today, so I'm very happy. So if you just fill out the zip code and the phone number, and then just choose the start date. Remember, the start date isn't the date that the DSP is actually starting on the route. The start date is the date that the DSP becomes available to be able to be assigned to a route. You can put in the phone number.
And just leave the start date because that's just the availability of the DSP.
Correct. And you can either go to the next page or you could stay on this page. If you wanted to add another DSP, you'd stay on the page and then add another DSP. If you want to go to the next page, it would take you into the DSP maintain, which is what this is. So if you wanted to filter and then find the DSP you just added, you could look it up by the state that you entered. You could look it up by last name. You could look it up by whatever field you'd like, and there you go. So if you wanted to make a change, you could change it by doing select. And then again, you could make any changes. Again, only changes you can't make are to the client and to the DSP ID itself.
Correct.
If you wanted to terminate the DSP, meaning that it's no longer available to be assigned to a route, you would terminate it and then pick a date. That's usually used when you have a DSP that you don't want to have someone assigned to a route. Okay? So that's the DSP. If you want to go and you want to do a route administration and add a route, so for the route name, again, you want to start off with a route name. Maybe just test purposes, I think I put 9162 and then RC, and then I did several of those. And if you can just do whatever ones you'd like. And if you happen to come across one that I've already done, it will tell you that. And that's for recovery routes. That's just to give you recovery routes to be able to have for the I think I heard someone say it was a service driver. So you can click save. You have the one office location. And then again, you can go to the next page. If you wanted to see all the recovery routes that are listed with RC, you could filter with and then do the RC. And that would the recovery routes that are there. Okay, so now see if there's an inactive route there. If you wanted to make that 9162 RC008, if you wanted to make it active, you would just click renew. And then that route would become available to be active again. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions with DSPs, creating a DSP, maintaining, creating a route, maintaining the route? Any questions with any of that?
No, we're good on that.
No? Seems like you're going quick. All right, so if you'd like to go to user administration. And then you can do the add if you would like. You want to add an account. So if you'd like to just add an account, again, this is QA, so it's not a problem. You can add any account you'd like. I think Mark's still on the phone, correct?
I'm sorry?
I said, Mark, you're still on the phone. So we fixed we fixed that Plant and Admin 2. If you want to have him, if you want to have Ron take a look at Plant and Admin 2 account real quick, we can do that.
Okay.
So when you select the role name, you just select, if you could select the Plant and Admin 2 account, up a little bit further down. There you go. And then you want to click Save, see a little green arrow. Now, you already created one with the R, hence that's one that I already created for you. So you might want to do RO, you might want to do R, just change the username. You want to change the username. So you can't have a duplicate of the username. There you go. And then you make, there you go, password and the confirmation of the password. All right, and you should be able to click Save. You should see the green check mark. And then if you want to open a new, tab and then log in, you should be able to log in, and we should be able to do two things at once where Mark and I were testing something. So if you open, if you do another tab and just open LS and test. No, you want to open a whole new tab. We're going to open a new tab. There you go. You're going so quick, it's hard to. I hear you typing, but I'm not seeing. If you open a new Explorer tab, I think you might be doing that, but I'm not seeing it on the screen. Log into that new account so we can show you.
Well, log, save.
So you can do that too. Log out, and then you can log into a new one. All right, and then just click for the modified version. And then whatever you, okay. All right, you can log back out if you want to log back in, and log back in as Faye's account. Any questions?
No, we're good.
You're absolutely flying. Want to modify, if you want to go to user maintenance, and you go to maintain. Now, if you're in Phase account, you're not going to be able to see Phase. You're only be you could do that. If you wanted to change your role name, you could do here. And then the account info under here, and since account, then you'd be able to change it here. Okay? So this is where you would make those changes. Now, if you go to workspace privileges, so Faye only has access to Plant 9162. So when she created your account, when her account created your account, she could only give you access to 9162. So for instance, if Jackie were to create your account, she has access to all of them, she could give you access to all of the plants. Okay, so if you create an account, you can only give access to the one that you have access to.
Right.
So if you only have access to 9162, you can only give access to 9162. Okay, so if you go to reset my password, that reset my password is for the password of the person that's logged in. So that's where it says welcome F. Andrews for Faye's account.
Mm-hmm.
That would be to reset Faye's account. Okay?
Okay.
So if you wanted to reset, you don't want to do that to Faye though. So that would be resetting Faye's account. So any questions with that?
No, we're good.
Okay. So if we have no questions with that, we go to administration tab. One more thing under there, we want to look at recovery route maintenance. So you see here, we set up everything 7 days a week. And this is just, again, this is something you're going to need to think about how you're going to handle this. We set up everything just as a test for RC002. That means that everything that comes in as a recovery complaint today, you know, for every day, will between 5 a.m. and 5 p.m., will go to RC002 if it's not assigned on a route level or zip level, okay? So that way it would go to a recovery route. If it's assigned on a route level, it would look there first, then it will look on the zip level. So it looks on the finite level first. So if you want to click on the route level to see if there's any assignment on the route level, see under on the left-hand side where the radio buttons are. There you go. And then you see there that I have listed. You can see that Monday through Friday it's listed as RC04 for that particular route, and then Saturday, Sunday it's listed for RC03. If you didn't want the RC03 and you wanted to delete that, you see the X button on the right-hand side. You click X. Yep. You can click that. That's fine. And it will allow you to delete that. It gives you the option to look at it before you delete it. You can click OK. And you click OK there. And then you can see that. Now, if you wanted to edit that, anytime you see a pencil, you can click on the pencil, and that would be an edit. So, for instance, you wanted to say that should be Saturday, Sunday now, and click OK. And now it tells you that's the difference, the change you're making. Click OK there. And you say OK, yes. And then you say OK. And now you see it's been updated. And you can see who updated it as well. Okay? If you wanted to download the spreadsheet, if it was saying, for instance, there was more than one entry, you click on the download spreadsheet. Now remember, anytime you see download spreadsheet in the system, you're going to click on a spreadsheet. Now, if you think it's not loading, it's actually loaded. If you have Excel already open, just click on your Excel. If it's already open, you're going to see a pop-up that says, you know, do you trust this document? And you say yes. That's why you're going to think it might not be loading. I'm not sure. I can't see the bottom of your screen, but do you already have Excel on the bottom?
No. No. You
don't. So when you click download, did you see? I have a border.
I did get a trust message a while ago.
Okay, so you get the trust message and you click yes.
Right.
Okay, so you do download and you get the trust message. You click yes, and then it should open up the Excel document.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good on that.
Okay, so you're good with that. All right, so then the same thing with a zip level, and then you can see, the zip level, you can, pick a zip code, the zip codes that belong to you, and then if you wanted to make any changes there. Okay, so any
All right.
questions with the recovery route assignment?
No, I'm good.
Do you want to go over recovery complaints to make sure that we understand how to do that, make the changes just real quickly? If we go over to the complaints,
Okay.
if you go to recoverable complaints, there you go. All right. Oh, this way I should probably had my glasses ready. Okay, so you have the recoverable complaints. You see how they're listed as 9162 RC002. If you wanted to change that, for instance, and click Edit, and any one of those, and you can change that to, for instance, you can change that to 8 or 9, whatever you had created. You can, there you go. And then just click Update. Oh, now, I can tell you clicked Return. Return is, we've noticed that. We've talked to the developers about that, but because that is actually part of the keyboard, Return will bring you to the front screen. It's not the system itself. It's part of Return on the keyboard will bring you back to a front screen in an application. So it just takes a little bit of getting used to. So you see there it says 9162 RC008.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So any questions with that?
No, just don't hit enter.
It takes a little bit, and you do remember. So when you hit enter, occasionally what will happen is you'll go to the front screen, and then you'll remember. But okay, so there's no questions with that. So let's go, that we've gone through that. Do you want to enter a message, a portal news and messaging? So that would be under the route management. And if you want a message, there you go, under portal news and messaging. So this one is when you want to have a message that comes up on the front screen. Could come up here on this site here, come up on the DSU portal, or it could come up on both sites. Okay, so that will allow you to have a message that will go to the people who are logging in to here, to this site, as well as to the DSU portal. Okay, so you have the notes active on, you have the date. So if you want it active today, you would leave it 6/14, expires after 6/21. If you wanted to change that, for instance, if you knew this weekend you were going to have a large paper and you wanted people to be ready for it, you wanted to expire as of Sunday date, you could change it to Sunday. You can put any test message here you'd like.
Is that,
You can just put anything, there you go. All right. And so you see here it says 9162, and you have the client as CMG. Right now you only have it set for the DSU portal. If you wanted to see it in this TDS portal, you would need to click the system TDS as well. And then this is like a Windows system, there you go. And you can type any message you want to display here. So the title will display as the message on the outside, and then when they click on it, they would be able to get here. Okay? So this will go to the whole group. This is not by an individual route. Now, if you wanted to bold it, you could highlight it and bold it. You could do whatever you'd like here, but again, you don't need to. You can click Save here. Okay. And then if you wanted to see it, you can toggle to entered release notes. The tab that's highlighted in gray. There you go. And then you can see there that it's got the entered release notes of what you had there. Okay. So now if you click the home button, up by where it says log, there you go. You'll see the message that you just entered, the NEEWS, and then click on that. You'll be able to see. Now, depending on whether or not you have yours pop up as a pop-up or a new message, can you see? I can't see the way your screen is right now.
came up in a,
Oh, there you go. Thank you. All right. So was it a pop-up or was it the same screen?
blank, on a.
Okay, so then you can close this then. So when it comes up, when it pops up on another one, you can close the actual tab and go back to the welcome tab. There you go. See? So
Okay.
some people will have it set up to open a pop-up in a new window, in a new tab, and some people will have it set up to open in the current tab, like the current one. If you have it set up to open in the current one, you just have the back button to get back to where you were. If you have it set up to open in a new tab, you just close the tab. Okay? Any questions with that?
No, we're good.
You're good. Great. So if you could open, if you can open a new tab, we'll just take a look at the DSP portal or DSP mobile, and then we'll see if you have any questions. So if you type in ic-test.pcfcorp.com. All right, perfect. So if you want to log in with a username and password, you can use J.I. Smith we created yesterday. And the same thing with a password. And you click login. You can click root, however. And then this is going to go through the steps of the portal. Now remember, the key of the portal is going to be used mainly, the difference between the portal and the DSP mobile is the sequencing is available in the DSP portal. Okay, so you can access the DSP mobile from your phone, but the sequencing is available in the portal because it's easier to do in the portal itself. Any questions while that's logging onto the portal?
No.
You'll see you have your messages there. You have the welcome. You have all the information there. Let's see. All right. So if you wanted to, there you go. So you see you have one memo. I saw there was one memo that was listed there. All right. So if you wanted to go, if you want to scroll back up for a minute, there you go. If you want to go to services.
Services.
A little bit higher up. Up, a little higher
Oh,
up. There you go.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to go to resequence, you already did very similar with Fred. Resequencing for DSPs, whereas with Fred, you have the option of clicking, dragging, and dropping to the right-hand side. The DSPs have the option of just moving to one. So if you click the select route, you click one of the routes, you'd be able to click one of the routes, and then it would populate with the sequencing, and then you would be able to click, drop, and drag. That optimized sequencing that you're hovering over right now would say if you wanted to optimize your sequencing, meaning if you didn't like the way the sequencing was and they wanted to change it, they could optimize it, and it would tell you the way we think would be best. Okay? And so similar to what we have in the TDS portal, you'll see the top buttons. You can see I'm sorry?
All right.
So it's similar, yeah, you can see where you can discard it, and then you can also see the ones where you can save it. Okay? Any questions with the sequencing?
Nope.
All right, so if you go back to the services, we don't need to really go through all of them. The draw recap is just where you click on it. You can see the draw recap information, meaning with, if you want to see how much was there. Message center is if there was anything that was there for the routes. If you want to go over to the reports and you go to mail-in recaps, the important thing to remember, go ahead, you can click on that one. The important thing to remember about mail-in recaps is that because your route books are generated earlier than midnight, if the DSPs end up using the portal, that if they log in and they look at today's date, they want to make sure that it's defaulted. They have to be defaulted to the correct date. So for instance, if they logged in at 11 o'clock at night, they want to make sure the date is on, for instance, tomorrow would be 6:15. So to change the date, you would click in there, and if you clicked in there, there you go. It would be able to change it to 6:15. Okay? You want to change it back to 6:14 just for demonstration purposes right now, but you just got to remember that just changing the date, because we want to leave it that way because there are times that you're going to need the date. All right, so the starting point is distribution center. You could change that to your location if you directions. So then you have the routes. You can do the drop down. You can select all routes. And then you can leave the mail types as all mail types. And then it should populate, when it populates on the bottom, you should be able to scroll down. I think we saw that was going to be one memo, and we did see there was going to be several recoverable complaints for testing. Do you see that? Let's see. If you go down a little bit more, do we see, did I not have recoverable complaints here? Did it not populate?
And the memo's not there, and it just,
Did we change the date back?
yeah, to the 14th.
Okay. Let me take a look too. All right. I'm just going to make sure I can replicate it. All right. So why don't we continue looking on, and then I'll go back and look at that, just because I know we were moving the date. So do you want to go to the screen? We'll take a look at that. I'm having a hard time just seeing. So you want to look at are you highlighting active subscriber list? I apologize. There you go. So you can see there, you can active alphabetical order. You can click on one would generate, and then if you wanted to take a look, again, we don't need to generate those. It's just more of you can take a look at those if you'd like. Same thing with the route ones. All right, so you want to go back up. All right, so I think you've gotten through the majority of what we want to. Do you want to log out of that? You can log out, or you can open a new session, and we can go through the mobile version. And are you on Firefox right now?
Yes.
Okay. Can you go to more on the far right? One more over. There you go. Log. Okay. Now on Firefox, you should be able to you go up to the top. Can you go up to the top screen? And I can see the HTML line. You see the browser, the line where you're going to type in, because you're going to want to put an M in front of it, and I just can't show you where until you see it. A little bit further up. See? There you go.
Well,
So before before the IC hyphen test. So can you put an M dot? Do M dot IC. There you go. So after the slash, nope.
Oh.
After there's two slashes and then an M and a dot. So just one more. There you go. M dot and then return. So whenever you do the M dot, that's going to push it to the mobile version. Okay. So M dot is like sign in here using J.I. Smith, and you can do both username and password. This is what it's going to look like when it's on the phone. They sign in. Okay. Right. So again, if you left or not, but just having a little.
No.
If I do full screen. Nah, that's okay. Let's see. Why my screen doesn't show it? All right, so can you go to the mail grid? Oh, now I can see it. Thank you. Go ahead. Click on that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, wait, stop right there. See this message here? Oh, you always want to share your location. It's going to be important when we're doing recovery. What's going to happen. We want to be able to have the recoveries pick up the longitude and latitude of the recovery of where we're at.
Okay.
So select route. You want to click all routes. And then just give it a second. It's going to populate. It should populate. All right, so that's all it was. It just needed to populate. Now, I'm going to verify. So you can verify that AGC complaint and click verify right there. Location, click share location. And now click verify comment.
Okay.
And just put any comment you like. Okay. Okay. Take a second. Now that's gonna. Now you see how it's just location again. That should be fine. Hit share location. Back to that first tab where it says PCF technology. It says PCF technology on the top one. Left. Up a little higher.
Yeah.
There you go. Now if we go back go in there, you go back to the complaints. A little bit. There you go. Recoverable. We go to recoverable verification. We're going to take. You want to just highlight those two routes there. The reason the two routes are showing is because it hits. You're going to see that you verified that particular account. Okay, and you're going to see that first one. So to expand anything you see, hit the button on the left. And that can see in the longitude. And you can see that that's where you were at. And so the distance, it says that, so the distance it didn't, it might be because of the Firefox, I'm not 100% sure. But it will give you that information there. That?
No.
All right, so then you want to go back to that and see if you have any other questions with that. All right, so if you wanted to see all of your, so if you toggle that mail types to confirmed, one more down, right? So for instance, you have the confirmed, you can see those ones, it's gonna, if you wanted to remove that verification, you could do verification. So we went through, you know, we could go through the active list, or if you had any questions on those. The only thing, I apologize, the mail, if you had today's date, where it said today, you could just use on the far right, there's an arrow. If you want to do that, I apologize. There's an arrow, you could click the arrow. So right where it says, there you go. Always share, it won't pop up again. The arrow that says, you know, goes the date to tomorrow's date. You have to select. curve. There you go. On the far right, there should be an arrow, say June 15th. Okay. So that's all they would need to do if they were on the mobile. Okay. So everything else is pretty self-explanatory. We did go over it yesterday. I think you pretty much have gotten. Do you have any questions that you want to go over? I want to leave time. I know that Fred went through a lot. Not sure if there's any questions.
Do you have any, as far as route book design? Because
so our NASCAR enthusiasts are all in our, they all work in our infrastructure department. They all try to get me to pay attention to NASCAR. And I'm asking, you know, because I'm a football fan, I made the mistake of asking the strategy of driving around. Never, because I found out there was a lot of about driving around. I will, and I give you a lot of credit now after that. Lefts are, you know, lefts are a nice thing to left zone. But if the left turns aren't working for you, then, you know, we can, you know, Fred can obviously help you with what you need up there.
throwing the newspaper out of the car is a lot of left.
Oh, Fred. So Fred, that's a discussion point for you.
Ask that question again.
There, I just observed there was a lot of left book last night, and the going from Route Smart to PCF, there seemed to be more left.
Yeah, you got. So they do a lot of rights,
Yeah.
and you know, I mean,
I do too. I do too. I mean, it's just, well, actually, and the way that the book is routed will do that too. So,
right.
but I mean, overall, I like it. I really, really like it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how your Route Smart was configured, you know, to either always throw right or always throw left or alternate on both sides. So that's
So it
all
alternated, but it preferred the right.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think most carriers prefer the left because they can just throw it out the driver's window.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's how ours is set up. So it'll be left-hand throw. Any other questions?
No, I think we're good. We're set and ready to go.
Okay. I'm going to end the recording now. And if there's any other further questions,